One of these days I'm gonna get organized. Get a couple points if you know what movie that's from. Yeah, what's going on there, YouTube? Hope you guys doing all well. Hope you all doing well, should I say. Can't talk today at all for some reason. Oh yeah. What do we got? 61 degrees. February, what is it, 18th? How you doing, America? It is an awesome day. Beautiful day. This is exactly why I moved to the south. Eat your heart out with that winter, New Jersey. Anyway, actually, I know it's pretty mild all around the country today, but you know, never get tired of mid-February when it's in the 60s. Hope everybody is doing well. I am doing pretty well, doing my best. Wanted to share with you guys some updates on what I'm finding when it comes to looking at used Challenger Hellcats around this great country of ours. Those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Those of you who have been to the channel before and are familiar in particular with my last few videos, this will be pretty consistent with that, a little bit more information. So hopefully, you know, that's all good with you. For those of us who are interested in becoming Hellcat owners, used Hellcat owners in particular, and I know for some people that's just something they would never consider, buying a used car, let alone a Hellcat that's been beaten to hell, right? Because that's what those things were invented for, right? I mean, that's why the Challenger Hellcat was created. It wasn't to be a reasonable transportation choice for a typical dad or a typical dude or a typical woman or what have you. It was not. It was meant to be like for those who wanted to dial it up a little bit and have it always there under their foot without any mods. Here you go. Here's your opportunity, right? Well, the good news is that unlike, say, 3 years ago where you could not find a Challenger for less than MSRP around the country, you have a lot of options, man. As many cars, many Challengers, and I say Challengers, whenever I say here's the deal. When I'm saying Hellcat, generally I'm referring to the Challenger Hellcat, and that's because they produced more Challenger Hellcats than Charger Hellcats, and the Chargers are a bit more rare and they're holding their value a bit better. The Challenger Hellcats, those, they produced the hell out of those. What, some 22,000 of them were made between 15, 16, and 17. Who knows how many they're making in 18. And with many of them coming off of three-year leases now, you're seeing a lot of 15s out there that are going for what could be considered rock bottom prices. Now, rock bottom price for a Hellcat is not a rock bottom price for a car, right? But when you consider the fact that 3 years ago, dealerships were marking up MSRP on Hellcats $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 over the sticker price. People were paying literally $100 grand for a new Challenger or Charger Hellcat. To think now that you could be buying those same cars as they're coming off of, you know, lease, or as people are, you know, trading them in for, you know, whatever else, you could get them for less than half of that. Yeah, that's what's happening, guys. So here's what I'm noticing. I'm noticing two major trends in the used Hellcat market. And some of you may be paying attention to this as well, and some of you may be professionals buying and selling cars, and you can weigh in however you want. I don't really care. I'm just telling you what I've been noticing. One is, oh, I gotta get this thing in sport mode. What am I thinking here, man? Driving it. It's such a nice day in default mode. Hopefully the sunroof doesn't cause too much noise. It shouldn't. But I can't stand to drive with it closed on such a nice day as this. But anyway, here are the two things I'm seeing mainly. Two big pockets, two trends for different Hellcat buyers, okay? The first one ranges from about $50,000 to $55,000. And this is where you're finding a lot of used Hellcats, mainly 16s and 17s who have got low miles. Low miles meaning, say, under 5,000 miles, all right? That's a real sweet spot. Think about it. You could get a 17 Challenger Hellcat right now with, say, 3,000 miles on it for like 53 grand, okay? Or about 20 grand less than what that thing sold for new just a year ago, okay? 3,000 miles, the thing is still new, okay? Even if it was getting beat up during that time, it's only 3,000 miles. Now, obviously, it depends what you do to the car. That's all important. But let's just be real here, man. That's a sick deal, right? Sick deal. Is it expensive? Yes, it is. But compared to buying a new one, no, it's not. Okay, the other trend that I'm seeing, big block, and again, and this is for a different type of shopper, different type of consumer, is going for, the range is about, on the low end now, about 43,000, and this goes up to about, oh, I'd say 47, 48,000, around there. There are a good number of used Challenger Hellcats there that the mileage range is about 10,000 miles going up to over 50,000 miles. So a lot of miles on that high end, right? But also pretty low miles on the low end. There is just 70 miles from where we are right now. I'm in North Carolina, in a place called Kernersville, North Carolina. There's a dealership, FCA dealership there. They have one there right now. It's a 2015. It has 6,000 miles on it. They are asking $47,500 for it. I looked at the car. I was in the area. I stopped by, just took a quick look at it, talked to the sales guy for a few minutes about it. The thing is beautiful, okay? It's all black, which isn't really my thing, but very nice. And it isn't fully optioned out. It doesn't have a sunroof, you know, what have you, and it's a stick, so the automatic, you know, costs more. But still, $47,500 for 6,000 miles on a 15, okay? Beautiful. And there are a number of deals I'm seeing in a similar fashion, right? Somewhere around that range, you know, even under 10,000 miles that are going for the upper 40s. For those who are looking at, you know, at the low end of the cost spectrum, at that 43,000, you're finding some different things, but generally higher in the miles, 30, 40,000 miles. There's one I saw that was going for had 56,000 miles on it. That was the one that had the most miles I've seen. It's also here in North Carolina. But actually that one was overpriced. Now that I think about it, it wasn't 43. They were asking a whopping 46 for that thing. Definitely overpriced there, but still some leverage there, right? All you got to do is just say, hey buddy, this thing is overpriced. You know, I can go somewhere else and get me a better deal. For another grand, I could go to Kernersville, go 20 miles over, and get me one that's got only 6,000 miles on it, right? You can certainly use that as a bit of leverage. Anyway, the point here being that if you're just wanting to get a Hellcat and you're okay with maybe one that's got some you know, miles on it, you know, and you don't want to break the bank, you know, I mean, honey, don't worry, it's not going to be much more, it's not going to cost us any more than what we've got now. You may have that option, man, going for one of those ones that's got more miles on it. Now, more miles, more wear and tear, more risk, right? The older the car, the further along it is along the warranty timeline. You know, many of these 15s, you know, they are approaching or they are already at the point of being beyond the 3-year 36 basic warranty. And now you're in powertrain. You know, you really got that powertrain warranty that you're relying upon. And by the way, if you are unaware, not all years of the Hellcat are created equal in terms of that powertrain warranty. In the 15s, which was the first year, right, where you've got some bugs to work out in the new car, the powertrain warranty is more generous. It's 5-year or 100,000 miles. Yeah. With the 16s and up, it is only 60,000 miles. Now that's a factor, you know, certainly it's a factor. Naturally, you want more time with that powertrain warranty. So you may you're all going to hit the 5-year point at the same time, you know, essentially, depending on when the car was purchased. But that mileage, you know, especially if you're using it a lot, you know, that really will matter to you, okay? And again, also if you're buying one that's got a considerable amount of miles on it as a used vehicle. So a lot to consider, a lot to think about. Those are the things that I'm noticing on my end, guys. Hit me up in the comments what you guys are noticing in your area. I look every night I'm on the computer, I'm looking, you know, kind of obsessively, you could say, even though right now I'm not at the point of saying, yes, I'm going to buy one. I'm looking all the time, I'm conversing with salesmen, I'm stopping in to various dealerships and checking out what they have, having some of them even look and appraise my car just to get a sense as how much money mine would fetch on a trade-in. Yes, guys, I know some of you purists are like, why are you going to trade in your car? It's stupid. Why don't you sell? Well, because I don't have the time to sell it. I don't have the time for somebody to be coming and being a no-show, or telling them the price is this and then they show up with a different amount of money. You want to see the longest listing cars out there? Take a look at some of the private sellers that are out there, man, okay? You see some of them on there for months, and you see the price drops that they have had to do because of the fact that, you know, they're not getting what they want for the car, you know? So yeah, you can get more for it, but, you know, it's going to cost you in other ways. So for me, I don't have a problem with a trade-in so long as I know I'm getting a fair trade-in price. You know, you get bad prices, and then you got ones that are on the higher end. Obviously, you negotiate for the higher end. But so anyway, I'm feeling out all that to give me a sense as to what this would actually look like. But I'm not actually at that point where I'm like, yes, I'm going to pull the trigger right here and right now if I find something I want. There are a lot of other factors, though, that are putting some pressure on this decision for me. Interest rates. We're hearing a lot about what may happen with interest rates, right? They may be going up. They may not, but they very well might. They're historically at very low, you know, pretty low points right now. Which is a really interesting time period for us who are interested in Hellcats, because think about it, it's, you know, prices are low for the Hellcats, the used Hellcats, and it's cheap money to borrow. That's a nice combination. How long is it going to last, right? So that's the question for me. Also, warranty. The longer you wait, of course, you're further along that timeline of the warranty. Naturally, you know, the sooner you buy one, the you know, the lower the miles or time or years along to reaching that point where the powertrain warranty is up. That's really important. Or the basic warranty, depending, you know, you're talking with about a new or used one, right? So that's an important factor. Another important factor is the fact that we don't know what the future of the Hellcat is, right? BMW, Ford, others, you know, they've been making that switch from V8 to turbocharged V6, right? Now, I haven't heard anything definite from FCA about doing that, but, you know, we see where trends are. We know that they've been experimenting with different engines and stuff like that, as of all automakers have been, and that's fine. There will be a day, no matter what happens with V8s or what have you, there will be a day when they say they're not making Hellcats anymore, right? It could be this spring, they might make an announcement. It could be 2 years from now, who knows? Bottom line is there's some uncertainty there. So for me, that's a factor, and because the moment, say, that FCA comes out and says they're not making any more Hellcats, you know, what exactly is that going to mean? Well, it's going to mean, oh, look at this little baby right here. Well, what it's going to mean for us is that prices are going to level off for that used market, right? The car is going to become more rare. It means that, you know, people who, like myself, who want to get one, who've been, you know, waiting and saving, waiting for the right time, quote unquote, they're going to say, well, it's either now or never, hun, because these things are going to become unaffordable, right? You know, there's some pressure there, you know, so all these things are weighing in my mind, and I'm sure in yours, those of you who are also considering, you know, what to do, when's the right timing, and so on and so forth. Another thing, you know, is in my own personal tastes and my own personal needs and budget and all that other type of stuff, is, all right, if I'm going to do this, I better get what I want, you know? I want to get the color I want. I want to get the interior that I want, you know? Because for me, this is it, guys. Like, I've had 4 challenges, you know, and I'm kind of through with, like, wanting to do the trade-in thing. I'm ready to, like, look, let me get the one that I'm going to want to hold on to and keep, you know? Like my dad's old GTO, you know, had it for almost 30 years, you know, and all of us kids cringe whenever we think, oh my God, he sold it. We can't believe he sold it. You know, let this be that one, man, whatever it is, you know, make the right call on it and have it be a, you know, a piece of history, right? So that said, you know, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. You know, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. You know, the wife is, well, I just don't want it to cost any more money, you know, And so for me, I'm cognizant of budget. You know, we've got priorities that are ahead of having fun vehicles, because let's be honest here, buying a Hellcat is not a practical decision. You know, I made a list of, okay, what are the pros and what are the cons of going for a Hellcat? And I had this, this list of cons, very practical cons, and a short list of practical pros, right? Because most of the pros were like, dude, it's fun. It's a Hellcat. It's 700 horsepower. It's a piece of history. You know, all these great moments you can have and create with your family, and maybe start going to the track and just doing some fun stuff, and, you know, whatever, man. You know, just like, you're taking what you've got right now with your SRT and you're cranking it up, man. You know, a little bit of everything more, you know, that comes with it, you know. And a piece of history, you know, just something that's just sick, you know. But the practical cons, you know, are obvious, you know. I mean, just maintenance and, you know, some increased costs and things like that, you know. So a lot to think about, guys. So I'm not sure what to do yet. I have spoken to my insurance company. I have spoken to my credit union, just to throw around some numbers and get an idea of what costs would be and what interest rates would be and all that other type of homework, you know, I've already done. So for me, the way I'm kind of looking at it right now, guys, is, you know, I'm just gonna kind of take it slow. I'm gonna look at everything. If I see things that are interesting, I'll check them out. I'll continue to converse with salesmen. I'll continue to get appraisals on this vehicle from different places, and get myself geared up mentally, you know, if and when I decide to pull that trigger. But then it's, you know, for me, it's got to be something that's got to be really special and a great deal. Obviously, the car's got to check out 100%, and I got to just feel good about it. You know, it's got to mark a new beginning, because this car right here, man, I've got no complaints about it, man. This thing is sick. You know, it's beautiful. It's exactly what I wanted. I mean, when I was looking for this car, after I got rid of my last, you know, was on my way out with my last SRT 8 as it was then, I was like, this is exactly what I want. I want the white, I want this interior, I want 6-speed manual, I want a sunroof, you know, I don't want the stripes, and I got exactly what I wanted. I want these options, I want, you know, just the convenience package, you know, early alert system, all that stuff. I got exactly what I wanted, and I got it for the price I wanted. And it was close to me too. I didn't have to travel across the country for it, which was really, really good. So it would have to be something similar to that, and because I want to be excited about it, man. You know, nobody wants to like get a car and then be like bummed out on the, you know, on what they paid for it, or, oh gee, I should have gotten this color or that color, or I should have gotten this interior. You know, I want to be psyched about it, man. I want it to be the gift that keeps on giving, because I ain't going to be giving it back. Anyway, guys, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you guys are seeing. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Not thinking about my situation, but your situation. If you're in the same boat and you're looking, tell me about what you guys are thinking, man. I'm genuinely interested in hearing. So thanks again, guys, as always, for watching. Please subscribe. Until next time.